couple news items, a couple trades, one a little bigger than the other, but just want to talk about them. One involving your favorite team, Charles McDonald. That is Matt Judon going to the Atlanta Falcons for a 3rd-round pick. And also the Falcons are reportedly finalizing a deal with free safety Justin Simmons. But we'll start with Judon. How are you feeling about this trade right now, Charles?
I like it. We'll see what happens. That's kind of how I feel about it. He's been great for the Patriots. But, last year he was hurt. He only played in 4 games. He just turned 32 today. So we'll see, because this is the point, in a player's career where it could really start to go downhill for a player of his caliber. But also, this is a move that they kind of had to make if the Patriots and the Judon's relationship had kind of deteriorated over the past couple of weeks because he wanted the contract extension and maybe they didn't feel like they wanted to go in that direction, and he's available. You got to go for it, especially because they don't really have any edge rushers on the roster, and they just lost Brandon Trice to a season-ending injury. So, yeah, you got to do it. You got to do it, but I do think that I don't really think the 3rd-round pick part is the risk here. It's more the contract you're about to hand out to him because there are some warning signs here that we've probably already seen the best of Matt Judon, if we're going to be real.
Yeah, at first I was like, this is needed for the Falcons. It's hilarious that you and I kind of lit them up the other day, and then they made a couple moves right after. I was like, oh, okay. All right, well, hopefully we saw something out of this. You nailed it on the head, though. He's 32. He was just hurt. Not usually the player profile of any type of player that you would want to be trading for. I think that's just, looking at details. That's just narrative scouting. If I want to see what happens with the contract, at first I think I saw a rumor that it was nothing has happened yet. So that they made the trade with nothing in the works. And also there's other teams interested in this. Bears and Dolphins, other teams interested, according to Aaron Wilson. In Matt Judon, Texans as well. All of those kind of make Dolphins just keep trying to hey, is this edge work? Is this edge going to stay healthy for us? I feel like they just keep getting into one after another. But it was needed from the Falcons. They say they're contenders. Again, we keep talking about this. That's how they view themselves. So if you are, well, this is the stuff that you have to do. Same with the Simmons
that's how they
edition.
view themselves.
That's how they view themselves. This is the narrative that they have written. So, okay, continue to follow that narrative. So, and you also notice mentioned the Patriots relationship with Judon too. That's also a big component of all these things. So the 3rd rounder was a little richer than I actually thought it would be because of how older he is off the injury stuff, the contract questions. I thought maybe a 4th realistically, but this is kind of when there's a market, this can kind of happen. So I think it's kind of a win-win, but it's kind of a sour win a little bit, I think, with some of the things that happened.
Incomplete.
Yeah. It's there's a down arrow next to it. It's got a little minor trade, interdivision trade in the NFC East. Jordan Phillips from the Giants went to the Cowboys for a late round swap. Cowboys also signed the end Carl Lawson, fun player. But Phillips, he looked like he was going to get cut from the Giants. They have a lot of beef on that defensive front. The Cowboys need beef. We've talked about this. Maisie Smith is not really, he's big, but he's not a plugger. He's a gap shooter. So they needed that guy that could be the Jonathan Hankins. So this is a chance at it, a dice roll at it. They need that type of player profile.
I think it's funny because this is kind of where you see the shift between DQ and Zimmer.
Yeah.
Because Zimmer's Zimmer's
no
always
way.
had Zimmer's there's no way we are going to be this soft at nose tackle. We can't do it. It's just not going to be a thing. because he was there when they paid Linval Joseph in Minnesota. They had Pecco in Cincinnati when he was the DC there. Snacks. Wait, no, Snacks was
not Snacks. The other guy that's who's with the Browns now. That's bad.
Tomlinson?
Yeah, Tomlinson. That was another one.
So yeah, Zimmer's always tried to have, someone that can just sit there and eat blocks and be a big, mean, scary person in the middle. And that's something that the Cowboys have not had. It's something that the Falcons never really had outside of 1 year of Dontari Poe in Atlanta. So this is kind of
I forgot about that.
Yeah, he was really good that year too. And then that was that. I don't know. You have 1 year of Dontari Pelham-Grady just absolutely dominating on the inside, and it never happened again. But I don't think this is like a fix. It's like it's a Band-Aid that's like a little wet on one side, so it's kind of falling off still. But Jordan Phillips, I think that's an improvement over what they had, just in terms of being, someone who can sit there and plug a gap in the middle.
That's it. It's a body for him where it's better than nothing. It's better than trying to figure out the alternative. Like, how are we going to do this? It'll just be the classic problem the Cowboys have run into the last few years is everyone can run on us. So hopefully we get to a passing down. So a couple fun trades involving defensive ends.